step one, we fill the coffee or the teapot. Make sure you just fill it up as much as you need. You can fill a little more. And then you can put it on the burner until it starts boiling. And just until it starts boiling. So that will take a couple minutes. In the meantime, while that's doing that, you can get your other stuff prepped. You can the milk. For this session, I'm going to be using heavy whipping cream. Let's smell it to make sure it's good. Smells fantastic. Okay, you can use half and half. Half and half makes it more frothy, but heavy whipping cream makes it a little bit creamier and not as frothy. So I'm going to pour in, using my measuring thing, almost 4 ounces, just a hair under. So you can tell that much.
Which is how much in cups? They don't measure in ounces.
I don't know.
It's on the other
Figure
side.
it out. No.
Oh no, it's okay.
It's almost a quarter of a cup.
Half. No, a half a cup. I guess it's on that side.
Anyway, whatever it is. We'll do that, and then you sweeten it with whatever flavoring you want. I'm gonna do s'mores this time. Highly recommend. Not too much of it. I normally eyeball it, but for the sake of the video, I will use a tablespoon to kind of measure it out. 1 tablespoon, probably about 2 tablespoons of flavoring. If it needs adjusted with flavoring, like I said, I usually eyeball it and see what it looks like when it's dropping in the milk. I'll change it later. But now remember, with a French press, it is very strong coffee. And this is the milk, which is gonna be on top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sweeten it with the flavoring, the milk, which will lay on top. So when you drink it, you get the coffee coming through the milk. And with it coming through the milk is sweetened, so you get the sweetened flavor. And at the same time, we do sweeten the coffee separately a little bit. Might not make much sense. Come to my coffee bar and get my coffee. So we are using, we're using Colombian coffee, which I ground myself, but you don't have to grind it yourself or anything like that, because I was getting, make sure it's a coarse grain. I was getting coarse grain French roast or something at Winco. You can just do that, it works really great. And that's what I was using until I got this stuff, and it's pretty good. Sounds like the water's about ready to heat up. Alright, so you turn it off. Set it over here. Hey Google, set a timer for 3 minutes.
Alright, 3 minutes, starting now.
Alright, so you let the water cool for 3 minutes, leave it all shut up and everything so it doesn't cool off too much. So just let it sit for 3 minutes. In the meantime, we'll fill our French presser up. We got this French press at IKEA. It's really cheap. This is like the most affordable way to make the best cup of coffee. So anyway, we're using a 1/8 of a cup. 1/8 of a cup. Awesome. And we're gonna be doing 3 of these. And I mean, they don't have to be exact. I would err on the heaping rather than the underside. So there's 1. There's 2. And there is 3. And then can you see how coarse that ground is? Anyway, so we are So that's about the level we're at. It's not too much. Anyway, so it's perfect. And you might think like, wow, 3/8 of a cup of coffee grounds in a little one serving. That seems like a lot, but it's actually perfect because I know some people that drink this. No, it's actually good. So you can adjust it later if you don't like it, but I recommend doing it right first time. And then we're gonna use this frother. We got at IKEA, super cheap, like just a couple dollars or something. So with this concoction, the milk and the little bit of sweetener, we're gonna put in the microwave. Not too long, like maybe 20 seconds. Basically just to get the chill of the milk from the fridge down enough to make it not cool down the coffee, and then it's just kind of weird. So just kind of, but not too much where it's basically making the whole cup of coffee like burning hot. Test it with your face. Feels good. So, in the meantime, you can froth a little bit. I usually do it because I don't have anything else to do at this time. So I'll froth a little bit. And, okay, Google, stop. So we'll stop this for a second. Go to here. We'll fill up the French press. Get a good view, everyone. I fill it up, try to kind of get all the grounds covered in water. And then I fill it up to about the silver line, the band around the top. About there. All right, and then you put the little crusher on top. Do not crush it yet. Hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Sure, 5 minutes, and you're starting now.
All right, so you leave it in here for 5 minutes. Don't crush it yet. And it's just basically cooking it up right now. Don't do it too much longer than 5 minutes, because if you do it longer than 5 minutes, it starts getting more bitter. So 5 minutes is perfect. So in the meantime, we can get our sugar. Buy it at any store. And then definitely get your mug. Get a big mug, because we make quite a bit of coffee, and with the coffee and the milk, it all adds up, and plus you want that room to froth to fit in here and everything. So that, just kind of let it sit for a while. You can froth, like I said, a little bit. I mean, you don't have to do this in this step at all. So do not put sugar in the milk, because if you do that, it does not like to froth at all. But that sweetened flavoring stuff, you can put a little bit of that in. But what's cool is almost everything we got was from IKEA. Super cheap, like probably, do you remember how much French press was?
$5.
$5. This was like $2. This was like another $3. So it was really cheap. How long's on the timer?
21 seconds remaining.
21 seconds till blast off! Okay, Google, stop. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes, and it's time to crush your French press. Just crush it, not too fast, not too slow, just kind of smoothly, not herky-jerky, all the way down, and compress. Make sure it's over. All right. We're going to pour the French press into the mug, the deep, rich, dark coffee. Okay, now pour it. Don't pour every single drop in, almost every single drop, but leave the remaining little bit, just because there's a lot of the silty sand at the bottom. So leave that. All right, so we've got this much coffee in here. Then we're gonna sweeten the coffee itself with 1/8 of a cup again of sugar. So grab it, put it in, and I usually do a hair more, but the reason why we do this is because if you didn't put an 1/8 of a cup of sugar in, it would be very bitter. So this just kind of smoothens it out a little bit. It does, by all means, it does not make the coffee like sweet. Oh, I'm drinking a sweet coffee. It just makes it smooth. Stir it up real good, real good. All right, that. Froth this up really good. Get some close-ups. All right. And when you're frothing, I mean, you can if you get just deep down and just do the little toilet thing, it doesn't froth real good. But make sure, you know, kind of put it sideways, put it near the surface. Don't make a huge mess, but make it near the surface. It froths a lot better. That's good. Like I said, the whole milk. There you go. With the whole milk, it doesn't froth as much. It just makes it more creamy. But half and half will make it very frothy. All right, look at that cup of Joe. That cup. Now this is an incredible cup. And it's not burning right off. The most perfect cup of coffee. You're welcome.